There are two reasons why subjective morality is logically impossible. First of all, let's assume that morality really is subjective. So we can pick anything we want to be our highest good. It could be eating cake, it could be, I don't know, going to the gym, it could be doing charity work, or it could be killing somebody. Doesn't matter, because it's all subjective, right? So we can just pick whatever we want. So what happens now? Let's say that my highest good is eating cakes. So I will sacrifice everything for that one goal. By everything, I mean everything. That's what it means to have a highest good, right? That means I will sacrifice my money, my time, my family, my friends, everything that is possible for eating cakes, if such an occasion arises. Okay, so why is that bad? What's the problem here? If you decide that eating cakes is your highest priority, and you spend everything for it, and that is your number one goal in life, you will very quickly get diabetes and die. That's what will happen. If that's all you eat, or even if it's not all you eat, if that's the main thing that you focus on, you will have health conditions. Even if you don't die, then you will definitely get some very strong health conditions, which will prevent you from doing what? From eating cake. And what's your highest good? Eating cake. So, the highest good that you personally decided prevents you from attaining it. It's self-contradictory. Your highest good becomes your number one enemy over time. And time is exactly the main issue here. This is the main thing that people forget from morality when they talk about it. Of course, if we just talk about anything in the moment, then you can do anything because you don't have to care about the consequences. But if you take the consequences into account, then everything will boil down into these two principles. Either one, whatever you decide is the highest good will help you do it again in the future, or two, whatever you decide is the highest good will prevent you from doing it again in the future. So by your own definition, either it will be self-contradictory or not. You don't get to decide what is good or bad. It is decided by the rules of the universe. That's how things work. It's not subjective in the slightest. And if you don't believe me, just try it. Pick a random, completely random value, place it above all other values, make it your highest value, and see how it goes over time. Will it help you, or will it destroy you? It will do one of those two things, which is why there is good and there is evil. In case you are wondering if there is a middle ground between an idea being self-promoting or self-defeating, there isn't. The reason why is basically entropy. If something is completely neutral, meaning that it doesn't help you or harm you in any way, then you're wasting your time and entropy is getting to you and you're not doing anything to counteract it. So there is no such thing as middle ground. Everything, and I mean every single action, every single value, will either be self-promoting or self-defeating. Now that is the first reason, but there is a second reason. It's similar to it, but from a different point of view. Think about it this way. The only reason why we can have an intellectual discussion about what is moral and what is not is because it's objective. If it wasn't objective, then we wouldn't be able to have any kind of discussion about it whatsoever. I mean, supposedly, if we had the same basic values, then we could argue whether our actions help to promote these values or not. But nevertheless, if somebody disagrees about the basic values of your moral system, there is no intelligent way of talking about it. So what happens? Let's say that person A wants to help people and person B wants to kill people. Their moral systems are incompatible with each other. It's just what they subjectively chose, right? He chose that one, so what can happen? Well, if they can't talk and they are in contradiction with each other, the only thing they can do is fight. It means war. That's the only way to solve such a conflict. There is no other way. But hold on a second. Who wins that conflict? Every single philosophy or every single moral system that you come up with will either help you to build a nation that will win a war, or it will prevent you from building a good nation that will win a war. It effectively becomes a kind of game. And as many gamers know, there usually is a best strategy, or at least a couple of them. And some are much better than others. The only reason why it's possible to be better is because there is good and there is evil. So no matter what we do, it is logically impossible to have a subjectively moral system. Because ultimately, it will always come down to some objective factors that will help your civilization or yourself survive and thrive, or die and disappear. That's why morality is 100% objective and not subjective. Time for a challenge. Rapa Nui, the people of Eastern Islands, are believed to have cut down all trees, or almost all trees on the entire island, leading to an ecological disaster which led to everyone's deaths. That is a quick way to end your civilization. Can you think of a quicker one? Leave your answer in the comments.